was a box of hammers, stronger than a truck. Stickabush was teenage mean, not good for very much. The kind of kid who made the little girls frown, smacked the other boys just to see him down. Hurting kind of darkness, nasty little grin, watching TV killers, living on their friends. Here comes the Battle of Stickabush. Oh, Stickabush. Oh, Stickabush. 5'2" into school. Ricky was a cutie pie who wasn't very cool. Weaker than my little bro, sharper than a tack. Presents for the teachers, bullies ate a snack. Started with a hazing, became very cruel. Shot him down on Facebook, lit rumors into school. Yeah. Oh, here comes the Battle of Stickabush. Oh, Stickabush. Oh, Stickabush. Ricky had a question, kept a secret blog, wondered who he was, couldn't be a cop. Stickabush called him out, put him in a skirt, threw Ricky on the playground, dumped him in the dirt. Here comes the Battle of Stickabush. Here comes the Battle of Stickabush. No finger on the trigger, no unholstered gun. Stickabush relaxed at home, the day had come undone. Oh, here comes the battle. Ricky was a sweetheart, Ricky was a peach. Ricky sighed when he hung himself outside of Sticker's reach. Here comes the Battle of Stickabush. Here comes the Battle of Stickabush. Here comes the Battle of Stickabush.
Hi, I'm Cameron Johnson, and I've been charged with documenting the endeavor known as Live Free or Die sessions. And I'm here with Aaron Shadwell. So,
Hi.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what the song was about?
So, for Live Free or Die number 4, we recorded a song called The Battle of Stickabush. And the Battle of Stickabush is essentially a story of a kid who gets bullied, a kid named Ricky who gets bullied by a bully named Stickabush. When I was on tour with the Killers, the drummer Ronnie Vanucci was talking about this bully story from his childhood. We were having breakfast one day, and he was going on about this bully named Stickabush in his town where he lived or whatever it was, and how he sort of had to face this kid down. So that story always stuck with me, and the name Stickabush just is so, it's such an image-rich name. There's so many things that come to mind, and that was sort of the jumping-off point. And then I really wanted to make some social commentary a little bit about. In this case, Ricky is sort of a. He's probably a kid who's dealing with gender questions, gender identity issues, and all that sort of stuff. And I wanted to sort of talk about those kind of questions. And once you listen to the song, you realize that things don't go well for Ricky. And I think that's kind of maybe more common than we realize, and that it's probably something we ought to, as a culture, think about. Addressing a little more thoroughly.
Yeah, definitely. So you've also worked on basically every Live Free or Die session so far.
It's true, I have.
Yep. So can you tell us a little bit about your involvement with the project?
Sure.
How far you've gone with it?
Sure. Well, it was Andrew Johnson's idea, to do it, and then as it sort of unfolded, I became a pretty active role in producing every session. And I think the thing that makes this series particularly interesting is that we take a songwriter and a band and we put them in a room for a day, and we have to make a track that day with no pre-production. Scarcely even a demo is shared before the session. And certainly for the songwriters, and I felt it, and I watched it in the eyes and on the faces of the other songwriters, they have to let go. And some do it more comfortably than others, but to some degree it happens for everybody. And I think that is almost invariably the single biggest determining factor in how good your work is going to be. Is can you break that idea that you are your work? And so many of us as songwriters are so fragile about what we do, and it's just sort of unfortunate that we are. If you can make that separation that you are not the song, and to deal with the song as something outside of you, and to let others work with it, then the chances of it becoming really strong and becoming something that actually communicates to the listener and is actually useful to the listener, really, I think is a lot higher. So I'd say, sure, I produce the sessions, and sure, I'm there to sort of help make this technology happen and all that sort of stuff, but I'd say my biggest contribution to the project is trying to keep an eye and steward that idea through everything. That it's about that. It's about getting to the music and about getting to the listener and getting to something useful for them. So when they're having an experience in their life, maybe they go to one of these songs or several of these songs and get something out of it.
Is there a specific example in your song that you can recall where this came up?
That might be, yeah, oh sure, there was a lot. I think there was a lot of concern. There's always a lot of concern for me around drums. And it's because it's such the pull. So many of us experience the beat first before we experience the lyric. And as a songwriter growing up and finding my own way for my work, I didn't. It took me a long time to understand the lyric and the song past what the instruments sound like and what the beat was. So letting go of that and putting that in other people's hands has always been for me the most challenging part. And you're putting a lot of trust in another person. And in this case, I put a lot of trust in a fella I had spent very little time around previously. I didn't really know him very well.
Yes, Trevor Nierendorf.
Yeah. So to have Trevor there, and I could, you can kind of feel that he knows that there's a thing happening, and he's trying to meet me halfway. And that's when it gets exciting and feels pretty good when that other artist is reaching back. You're looking at them and you feel them looking back at you. That's, that moment is pretty nice. And he was doing it, and we were pushing him, and he was delivering. And it felt nice, so it worked.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Aaron, for the wonderful recording session.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Live for Your Die session number 4.